Friends, Eric Andreas, YourGuitarSage here. Welcome to the November 5th guitar show. We're going to be covering some of the material that we covered on Saturday. We went really deep diving into how to play melodies over chords, and I know you guys probably have some questions about that. We had a lot of folks who signed up for that broadcast, and I was able to get to some of the questions, but I wasn't able to get to all of them, and I wasn't able to get to all of the songs. So I do have some of those songs available if you guys want to do that. We're going to go for about an hour today, and I'm going to refer you guys to the link that's in the description of this video if you guys want to take advantage of literally the most amazing deal that we've ever done. It's 75% off of everything except for UGS, which if you're going in for a one-time purchase today, it's $158, I believe. It's $60 off. There's the link, or you can find it in the description of this video. Also, friends, if you're a veteran and you're not inside of UGS yet, I would encourage you to go there because I'm going to give you the whole enchilada for free. So you can do that if you're a veteran, a US veteran. And then otherwise, you can take advantage of these deals. And we also offer now 3 levels of UGS. We were talking about it last week. We'll get into these questions here in just one second, but I want to cover this real quick. Is that we now offer UGS in 3 levels. We have a standard, classic, and a pro. Standard is the get in there for free. You get the top 30 or so lessons inside the course for free, and then you're privy to some other bits and pieces. I won't go into all the details with it because I don't want to bore you when you can just click on the link. And then we have the new one that we have is called Classic. It's $5 a month, and literally you get the top 185 lessons within UGS, and then we also update it every week. You get a new video. Sometimes you'll get more than one video, and in that case it may be 2 weeks that you get something, but you'll get more in that time span, if that makes sense. So basically 185 videos plus you get videos coming out every single week, so you're constantly learning. Okay, that's $5 a month. And then we've also dropped the price of UGS to $19 a month. So it's the same one that we've been selling for 7 years now at $40 a month. If you're in UGS already, and this is news to you, then if you haven't already, be looking out for an email from us. We're going to let you know how you can get the $19 a month, okay? We'll take care of you. Don't worry, we're gonna take care of you, okay? So, and if any of you are in UGS already and you wanna let folks know how much it's been helping you so they're not just hearing it from me, then please let folks know, because they'll probably believe you, okay? All right, so let's get to some questions here, my friends. We have all the same diagrams that we had. Oh, by the way, if you need any information about what I talked about, links in the description of the video. That's gonna take you anywhere you need to know, or take you where you need to go to know anything you need to know regarding all the different programs that we have set up for you. We have a few different selections because folks have been asking, okay? So we made them available. Okay, so yeah, let's get to some questions here. I have all of the same screenshots that we had on Saturday. So, which is basically, if you know this one scale form, essentially you know 48 scale forms, and they're the 48 scale forms that you're going to use more than any other. I think I mentioned that if you know the major scale, okay, if you know the major scale, then you also know the minor scale, and then you also know the 7 other modes, okay, plus the major pentatonic plus the minor pentatonic. That's 11 times 12, we said, was 132 scales that musicians use a lot, okay? With that being said, 48 of those scales are the ones that they use 99% of the time. I reserve the other modes and what have you for jazz players, or if you're wanting to dabble into some different sounding scales. But I would implore you to investigate the major scale and all its derivatives before you do that, because a lot of people think, oh God, if I just knew the Phrygian mode, man, I'll sound like Yngwie Malmsteen. No, you won't. I promise you, you won't. Knowing the scale that he plays often is not going to make you sound like Yngwie Malmsteen. Practicing like Yngwie Malmsteen is going to make you sound like Yngwie Malmsteen. Knowing a scale, one particular scale that he has, is not going to make you that. That's like saying, I want to paint like Michelangelo if I could only get that one type of paintbrush that he uses. That's not going to do it for you, okay? Plus, the 48 scales that I'm telling you about are literally the ones that you're using 99% of the time. Here they are: major, minor, major pentatonic, minor pentatonic. You could throw the blue note in there if you want to, access some blues as well. But literally, if you know that one scale form, major, it gives you the minor form, and we can talk about this if you have questions about it. We talked about it on Saturday. I'm going to wait on your guys' questions to explain any of this because I don't know what you know and what you don't know, so I'm not going to babble on. So if you know the major scale, you know the minor scale as well. Just go 3 half steps down, play the same scale, but starting from 3 half steps down. It's known as the 6th interval of the scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's the 6th note of the scale. If you play it from 6 to 6, you have the minor scale. And then also, if you take the major scale and you take the 4 and the 7 out, then you have the pentatonic scale, the 5-note scale. And then you can move that around to also make a minor version of that, okay? Okay, so now, is that right, the minor version of it? Yeah, yes, indeed, yeah. Okay, Vic, you're a vet. So what's the deal? Vic, click on the link below if you want to access UGS for free. We provide it for free for veterans, and that's all you have to do is click that link, and that'll take you to the place that you need to go and tell you all the stuff that you need to do. All the stuff. It's very simple to do it. And we have a lot of folks that are veterans here today. So here you go, Adrian. UGS changed my life. Beautiful. I love to hear that. Thank you. All right, I'm going to spin all the way to the top here, see if there's any questions that I met or that I don't have. Doremion Hindi is doing a sub for sub, so anybody who needs a sub, jump on that. Jump on that opportunity. That's a big one. Okay, so any other questions here at the top of the program? Oh, if you would too, friends, question mark and all caps. That would be great. Hello from the Netherlands. Jackson, what's up, bud? Missed the show on Saturday. Brad's from Tampa. I envy you, Brad. I really want to get to Florida again. Wisconsin, Toad Lick from Wisconsin, a lovely 30 degrees. I think it was close to that this morning here, so in Nashville. Flora City, I know Flora City, beautiful. What's up, Ken? All right, Georgia's in the house. Larry still has that nasty trigger finger. We have Indonesia, Central Bama, beautiful. Yeah. Something about a Les Paul, yep. Indeed. And this one, you guys haven't seen me play it much. This is not the one we gave away, but it looks a little bit like the one we gave away. This one has the 2 horns, whereas the other has the one horn, right? And this is a 59. We got South Africa in the house, Boston, North Carolina, Texas, Boston, Spokane, Arizona, New Orleans. Beautiful. Oh, thank you so much, Brad. You're so welcome. From all the veterans, he said. Atlanta, Ontario, Canada. Awesome. How many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? I don't know the answer to that one. And you know me, I'll be honest. If I don't know the answer to something, I won't tell you. How many psychiatrists does it take, Vic, to change a light bulb? You got to tell us. Okay. Mary Beth's saying, I think it might be free for vets. It is, indeed. If you're a U.S. vet, yes, sir. Okay, wannabe guitar god. So is saying, can you show the major scale shape again? Yeah. Do we have a do we have a zoom on this, Chris? Oh, I think maybe they want the scale shape there. Okay, let's do that one. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're in standard tuning, this is one way that you could play the major scale. There are so many different ways that you can play the major scale, but in regards to playing it from the 6th string to the 1st string and staying in just one position, this is a great way to do it. Okay? There are 3-note per scale or 3-note per string scales. This is not that. This is just the standard major scale. You could learn it any way that you want, but just understand that just because you don't know a particular something now, don't always be looking for the next thing because you think that that may be good. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of clickbaity stuff on YouTube where someone's like, oh, you should learn 3 notes per string over the cage, or the cage over 3-note, or whatever. It's like one thing works for one person, one thing works for somebody else. And if you're following, folks that are clickbaiting you and making you think that one thing is superior or whatever, it's subjective. It's art. Okay, so just understand that. But this form right here has become really valuable to me. I've used it all the time. And, really what we have here is we've got the 2-octave major scale. And you can see each of the notes are named according to the number. It's super easy. It's not like some complicated math. It's just literally like going up the stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And we said that if we play it from 6 to 6, okay, so I'm just literally going down, I'm going to the low E, and I'm going to play the same scale. So I'm going to play 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have the minor scale. So it's inside of the major scale. Just play it 6 to 6. It's the minor scale. Same thing with all the modes. If you play 2 to 2, it's the Dorian. If you play 7 to 7, it's the Locrian. If you play 5 to 5, it's the Mixolydian. So they're all hidden in there. The Dorian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Locrian, Phrygian, like all those are in there, okay? Also, inside of there are the pentatonic notes. So if we take out the 4 and the 7 of that scale that we have there, you can see you've heard that before, and we're just taking out the 4 and 7. That's literally it. And so what I promised on Saturday was I would teach you 48 scales that you could have instant recall to. And that's the deal. If you know the major scale, which it takes you 2 seconds to learn it, that's the major scale. You only have to learn it on 3 strings. If you want to learn it on more, then do it. I think it's valuable. But just understand, if you know that one form, you know the minor, you know the pentatonics, major and minor, and really, realistically, you know the modes as well, but you need to know how to apply the modes a little bit. It's a little trickier than just the major and minor. It's the same concept, basic same concept. Okay, so this is how I memorize. I don't go through all the trouble of rote memorization. I don't know why anybody in their mind would do that, okay? In their right mind would do that. Let's make it easy, right? Because just because you make it easy doesn't mean that you can't make things hard on the guitar or make things complicated or get good at it. But I see folks do this all the time, and they're usually beginners. They'll say things like, oh, capo's a crutch, or bar chords are a crutch, or whatever it is that it's all ego talking. If you can get rid of that and just focus on becoming the player that you want to be, then you're going to be good, okay? All right, so Eric, off the subject, but what happened to your guitar design? Well, it's done. I should say, the first prototype is done. In fact, I also have a prototype pedal that's sitting right here. I've mentioned it to you guys before, and now this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th prototype. Look, I want to make superior products, just like UGS. It does the job. It gets the job done, and it gets people to where they need to go. Same thing with this pedal, same thing with this guitar. I could just go to someone who creates guitars already and say, yeah, let's do that and let's put my name on it. I don't want to do that. Same thing with the pedal. These are literally being built from scratch, okay? I'm going in, I'm saying I want the neck like this, I want this and this, and all these things that I've always wanted to be correct in a guitar, things that I didn't feel that were right, and things that other people don't feel are correct either. And I said, I want that guitar to be like that. That said, I have the first prototype of that guitar, and it's about 85% right. There's some things I still want done on it. So the first guy that I went to, he did a great job. He took way too long, and it's still not everything that I want it to be. I have another company that I'm talking to. I say company, like literally a luthier, someone who builds guitars, and I'm in cahoots with them right now. We're going in to talk about all this, and but I already have interest there, and I'm interested in them, and we're gonna talk about moving forward with that. But I'm sorry that it's taken so long, but at the same time, I'm sorry, not sorry, in that if you see other people producing stuff really quick, it's because they're doing stuff that's already done. They're not bringing anything new to the market. What I'm bringing, this guitar is scratch from new, so is the guitar pedal. Anything that I'm going to be bringing to you like this, I'll tell you if it's not. I'll say if it's a clone of something or another. But in these cases, for the pedal, for the guitar, these are being built from scratch, and it does take time to do that. So I apologize that it's taken so long. I had no idea it would take so long, but this is probably why people just put their name on something and say, hey, I have a new overdrive pedal, or I got a new looper pedal, or whatever. I'm not going to do that because there's plenty of that around. I don't need to do that. So Cole Wood is saying, what should I go next after the 30 lesson course? 365 or a specific one? So the 365 course is basically a workout that keeps you committed to the guitar every single day, every single week, 7 different exercises, and ramps you up over 52 weeks. That's what 365 is. Please understand that that's not guitar lessons. I mean, it will help you, but that's not guitar lessons, that's guitar exercises. So if you will, if we were learning about the anatomy and what muscle does what, and this is how to work it out, let's talk about nutrition, that sort of thing, that would be learning about working out. But if I just said do some push-ups now, you're not learning about that, you're actually just doing the exercises. So understand that 365 is that. It's us at the gym and me saying, all right, 10 push-ups, let's go. All right, 10 sit-ups, let's go. But we have lots of different exercises that are really going to truly expand your playing and expand the way that you think about the guitar and stretch you. Okay, not just your hand, but stretch your mind in the way that you're thinking about the guitar. That's 365. UGS, Unstoppable Guitar System, is really like meeting with me. It's like being with me. Okay, it's me on the camera. It's me going through these videos with you. It's me answering the questions. And so that's what UGS is about. So if you've gone through the first 30 already, Cole Wood, jump in, click on the link that's in the description of the video here to show you your options. The next thing to do, if you've done the first 30 lessons, which I think it's like 33 lessons in there, right? Then you're going to go to the next lesson, 34, okay? 35, 36. And you can find that in UGS Classic and UGS Pro. So UGS Standard is the first 30 or so lessons. And I provide that available for free for everybody because I was getting so many questions, and we wanted to provide something that would allow people to really build a solid base. And some people, that's all they want. They just want to build that solid base and then move on with playing, right? And they're just like, that's all I want to learn. I don't want to get too into this. I don't want to spend any money, and I'm not going to be a rock star. I don't need to learn more than just this. And so that's why I provide that for you guys. But we introduced, this weekend, we introduced the Classic, which is basically 185 videos. So Cole Wood, if you don't want the whole enchilada and you want kind of the next set, then you can go to that. But before you do that, check out that link and you'll see the comparative bit with all the three, Standard, Classic, and Pro right next to each other. And you can see what that's going to be getting to you. There's the link there. Thank you, Chris. Okay, can you briefly refresh and play those scales for us again? Brock, so here you go. Here's the major scale. Okay, and that actual diagram, I think, will be provided for you in the link as well. If not, then you could follow the links from this weekend. So here's major. That's 1 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. If we want to play it from 6 to 6, we get the minor scale. 6, which is the open E. So it's 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how that sounds sad and kind of forlorn? And then if we take the major scale again, but we take out the 4 and 7, then we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. And so this is G major pentatonic or E minor pentatonic. Okay? Woo! You know, that excites me, friends. When I hear that sound, that means someone donated to the chat, to the super chat. Cliff, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that. Cliff Lewis coming in and starting the super chat again. It's been a little while since we've been doing the super chat. I mean, it's been available to you guys, but Cliff, thank you for getting that going again. And yes, I will be taking the boys out to lunch today. So if you'd like to donate, if you're getting lots of worth from this and you want to kick in something, up bottom left-hand corner there, you're going to see, well, I don't see it actually right now, but surely it's there because somebody just donated. You see it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a little money symbol. You click on that and you can actually donate. It's very easy, apparently. I've never done it before, but there you go. Okay, oops, I skipped one. Brad's saying Novo. It's not a Novo guitar, no, but I love those. I haven't played any, but the looks of them and the sounds of them sound amazing. And yeah, Novo makes some amazing guitars, and maybe I'll hook up with them at one point and get a custom one made. But again, this is custom from the ground up, like literally everything. Okay. Okay. And who's making the guitar? You're not going to know. It's not like it's not a big name. It's somebody who I'm going to have some control over. I mean, obviously we're going to be working together, but if I went into Fender or anybody else like that, just like John Mayer, who was huge, went to Fender and said, I want this, that, and the other thing, and they're like, no. And he's like, okay, see ya. I don't have time for doing that with some, big ass company who doesn't want to work together. It's like, let them continue to create what they've always created. That's fine. I'm kind of a fan of what they do, but what I'm doing is going to be something different. So, okay, man, how did I miss some of these questions here? Okay, so someone's saying, is this a PDF that you have shared? Joy, yes, and Joy, I think you're in UGS already, so it's in UGS under the major scale, but yes, I shared it. And I'm pretty sure that link will bring you to the place where you can download that and get all the videos and stuff from this weekend and what have you. That's how the scales are drawn, ain't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, and my knees hurt. What pedal am I talking about? So I'm talking about, I have two favorite overdrive pedals. I have lots of favorite overdrive pedals, but my two most favorite overdrive pedals are the Tube Screamer, which is a mainstay for a lot of folks, and the OCD Distortion, which is also a mainstay for a lot of guitar players, but there's so many overdrives out there that it's almost hard to even say that anymore. But they're two of my favorites. To me, the Tube Screamer sounds great with single coil pickups. It's like you can use them with a Les Paul or a humbucker pickup as well, but to me, I don't do that. I use the Tube Screamer with single coil pickups to get that Stevie Ray Vaughan type sound, and I use the OCD pedal for my humbucker pedals to get in that more of a plexi type of sound, like an old Marshall, that nice crunchy overdrive that you hear, distortion that is not nasty sounding, it just sounds mature and beautiful, and the tone is beautiful. With that being said, I went to a manufacturer and a buddy of mine who manufactures pedals. He's a boutique pedal maker, Kurtronics, out of Houston, Texas. And I said, this is what I want. Can we build it? And we've been working on it for over a year now, but essentially it's going to be Tube Screamer and, heck, I'm going to show it to you. It's going to be Tube Screamer and-ish, Tube Screamer-ish, and it's also going to be OCD-ish. So what that means is there's basically two pedals in this, okay? There's a Tube Screamer and there's an OCD. I'm calling them that just to be short. They're our own design, but it's kind of a tip of the hat, if you will, to these two amazing pedals because All right, beautiful. Thank you so much for a donation from Merle. Merle is in the program. I believe that's the same Merle. We chat a lot. So Merle, thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate that. We will toast you during lunch today. To Merle! Beautiful. And so this pedal does both. It's going to be about as affordable as one of the pedals, except you're getting both of them. Haha. But we're not done, my friends. That's not all. You can also cascade the one pedal into the other. What are you talking about, Eric? What I'm talking about is this, is that if you've ever had a crunchier overdrive and you've fed the tube screamer into that other overdrive, it creates such a beautiful violin type of tone where it's nice and smooth. It's like butter, you know? It's so nice. And so what you can do is, from any one of these channels, so you can be off, you could be screamer, you could be obsessive compulsive, and then you could hold the switch down and then it will feed the two at once. And then, oh my goodness, the tone is bonkers. So this is Prototype 3. Prototype 3, it says it right there on the back. Prototype 3 firmware revision H. So like we've done a lot of stuff to make this thing exactly what I want, and it will be exactly what you want. It's not there yet. It's like one step away. We just need this one little bit finished. And so when you press it, it's green when it's on, blinking green when it's off, or kind of a whitish, pinkish when it's on, whitish off, blinking when it's off. And then if you hold it down, it's red, and then that's what we call the dueling ninjas, and the tone is amazing. And so it's great for like solos and that sort of thing to really ramp that up. That's the pedal we're talking about. So if you guys are looking for a great overdrive pedal, but you instead want not only the best overdrive pedal, but 3-in-1, and it's going to be at a price point that's under $200. I think, I don't know exactly where, but it's going to be under $200, which is what you pay for any one of those pedals just on their own. Then check it out, all right? All right, my knees are hurt. My knees hurt. He's saying UT is horrible at letting me know when the streams are live. It's different these days. You've got to go in to all of your devices. If it's your phone, you got to go in and deep dive and make sure all your notifications are on and that sort of thing, or at least for that specific person. And you also have to do it in YouTube and stuff. So you got to drill down for sure. So posted Metallica's Damage Incorporated yesterday. Yeah, that's a good one, man. I love that one. Eric, you have so many people in Central Florida area, you should make an appearance somewhere. Walter, you know I'm from Central Florida, right? Originally, I'm from Cocoa Beach, Merritt Island, born in Titusville, and so I'm there often. So yeah, I should do some sort of appearance there. Wouldn't that be cool? And like I said, who's making the guitars? You're not going to know them. I did not go to some big manufacturer. I'm not going to do that. Unless I had total control of making the guitar, I wouldn't do that anyhow. I would do it for the name's sake, but not if that meant compromising the actual guitar. So I'm not going to do that, for sure. Guys, don't let me forget about the WTF, WTG guitarist. Okay, and so I said, no, it's not Novo. Are they clipless pedals? Are they clipless pedals? I don't know what you mean by clipless. I don't know what that means. It's going to be a basic pedal, slightly bigger than your average, but not too much bigger. It's not giant, but it will literally be 3 pedals in one. You got clean, you're just straight up clean, true bypass. Then you have screamer, you've got obsessive compulsive, you've got dueling ninja. All right. Is 365 included in UGS? It is. It is included in UGS. Well, I should say this. It's included in UGS Pro. We have 3 levels now. This is new. This is brand new, folks. Standard, It's the first 30 lessons, plus we throw in some other bells and whistles there for you, okay? The link's right there or in the description of the video. Classic, which is 185 of the top videos. I went over all these with my guys. We drilled down, said 185. Here we go. And then we give you new videos every single week, okay? That's $5 a month. There's more to it, a lot more to it. You got to click on that link because I don't remember it all. And then UGS Pro is the big enchilada, was where you get 750 something videos inside of UGS. You get 365. You get all the live events from me, all the private live events from me. You get so much. Okay, so check that out in the link there. And so 365 is included in that one. Adrian's saying 365 amped up my skills exponentially. Beautiful. Love that, Adrian. Yeah, it's one of those things that I was literally laying in bed one night and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to create this thing. And like it all just kind of fell in place in my mind. And I didn't know if it's one of those things, you know, when you're laying in bed at night where you think it's a good idea and then the next day, you know, like for me, I put it in my watch. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And the next day, if I can even understand what I'm saying, half the ideas are goofy and then some of them are good. In this case, it was a good one. But my idea was to create something that you could come in from day one, okay, after you go through the first 30 lessons, which I provide for you for free. I'd like you to have some basic idea of the guitar first. But let's say day 30 then, okay? You come in, day 30, you've watched those first 30 lessons, you know how to read tab, which is so easy, and you know how to basic fret the guitar, basically pick the guitar. And you're starting with, on day one, week one, 7 different areas of focus that ramp up over 52 weeks. Okay, 7 different areas of focus. I won't go over them all right now, but you can check that out with the link there, okay? Vic is saying, yes, it is. 365 exercises work unless I accidentally got better. Yeah, and so what it does is it starts you off super easy. And then I slowly turn up the heat. Just 52 times, if you can imagine going from baby beginner to pro, but you have 52 little micro nuances going up, then you can barely feel it. But if you just stick to the program in a year, you're gonna be a beast, you know? Okay. I just want money for nothing and chicks for free. Yeah, can you teach me? I can. All right. Wow. Okay, we got a lot more questions in here. I need to speed it up. Looking for those with that question mark. How do you practice your scales the right way? Tyler, if you could take the word right or best out of your vocabulary when talking about guitar or art or just about anything these days, I would suggest doing that. Because even when you go into Amazon to look for a product or whatever, you're talking about opinions. And even though it may be the best rated, the highest rated, it may not be the best thing for you, okay? Look, we just got another donation. Woo! Lord Excess, of course, Lord Excess. Lord Excess, thank you so much, my buddy. We'll be lifting up a burrito in your name today to Lord Excess. Thank you to Eric and the UGS team for your time, care, concern, and all you do for us. We are blessed. Thank you. I am blessed by you. We are blessed by you. Thank you, Lord Excess. Super cool. Love that name, Lord Excess. I forgot what I was talking about. I'll get to it though. Oh, someone's asking, what does notation F minor major 7 mean? Okay, so there is something called the minor major 7 chord. Let's think about it for a minute. It tells us what it is. It's a minor chord, F minor, but it has a major 7 in there, okay? So this is the major 7, is this note right here. So in that case, the chord's going to sound something like this. We could even throw that guy in there. So an F minor major 7. So it means an F minor chord, throw a major 7 interval in it. So if it's the key is F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we threw that note into a minor chord. Here's the minor chord, but if we throw the F minor set, or we throw the major 7 in there. Yeah, okay. That would have to be a half step below 2 on the bottom. Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah, oh, how do you practice scales the right way? Yeah, so what I'm saying is get that out of your vocabulary because it will only harm you. Just understand that there are many ways to do a particular something. So the way that I practice scales typically is from 6th to 1st string in one position. And I teach that inside of UGS. I teach all the modes like that, all the pentatonic scales, all the major pentatonic scales, all the minor pentatonic scales, all the major blues scales, all the minor blues scales, all the different forms. I teach like that, going across. Now with the exception of, I also teach 3-note per string scale, so I have a whole section in regards to that in there as well. So like if you want to play the major scale like this, or, you know, and it's good for like economy picking. Okay, good for other bits, but for traversing the neck, you know, kind of diagonally, 3 notes per string are great for that. So don't think about it like a best. There's not a right way. If someone pops up right after me, right after this video and says, oh, but there is a right way, a lot of people get distracted by that. But I can promise you no more than there is a right type of pick or a right type of string or a right type of guitar or a right type of song or a right type of paintbrush. There's just not. It's what works for you. Live that, be that with everything. After learning the scale shapes, how would you practice phrasing and not just sounding like the scale? Shane is saying, Shane, you do it by doing. So meaning you put on a jam track, whatever it is that you're trying to not just sound like a scale, and you play that scale. And you go, well, this sounds like a scale. And then what you do is you change it. So it doesn't sound so much like a scale. What do you mean, Eric? What do I change? Well, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. So the number one thing you can do is to not do what you've been doing. So if you're just playing through the scale, don't do that. And what will that do? It will leave a space that you're going to have to fill because it's going to be uncomfortable because the music's just playing and then you're just sitting there. So what do? Don't do the same thing. Number one, don't just play through the scale because if you're doing that, you're filling up space. This is what people do mentally, spiritually, and everything else throughout the day when they just sit here and go like this, right? Or videos or whatever. I watch plenty of videos, but I'm saying same mentality. It's like you've got to start thinking out of the box. So you learn shapes, you learn solos, you improvise. I tell you what, I gave 50-something videos away for free this weekend. So minimalistic playing, if you didn't take advantage of that, Shane, do so. Click on that link below. I'm pretty sure we have all that available still. But nonetheless, one of the courses that I give you guys is called minimalistic playing. And this will get you into the idea of, okay, stop thinking about all the scales and how do you make the scales not sound like scales, but like phrases, and it says, okay, you've got these 4 notes. Let's make that sound like a phrase. So much easier to do than a scale because you're used to playing the scale a certain way, right? I have a video called You're Playing the Scales the Wrong Way, and it's this idea of just playing through the scales in a rote way as opposed to actually putting a jam track on, seeing what you can come up with, not liking it, changing it, kind of liking it, changing it, liking it better, changing it, really liking it, and eventually becoming these great guitar players that you hear all the time. They didn't start there either. It's like I said this weekend, Stevie Ray Vaughan didn't sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan when he was practicing at first. He sounded like you. Wherever you're at today is where he was at that point. It just is what it is. If you practice for 50 hours the right stuff, and another person practiced 50 hours the right stuff, it's not like they're going to be 10 times better than you because they were born into some musical family or some other sort of nonsense bullcrap myth. You can believe that if you prefer to not get where you want to go, but I would advise you not to do that. If you're serious about becoming good at the guitar, just understand if you practice for 50 hours, this guy practiced for 50 hours, you're going to be in generally the same place if you're practicing the same stuff. So one guy that practices his scale for 50 hours, one scale, and this guy over here is practicing the same scale but improvising, then no, those practices don't equal each other, because the one practicing with the improvisation is going to sound so much better. This guy's probably going to run his scale better, but I've never seen an artist step on stage and just play scales. They play solos, songs, they sing, it's orchestrated. So what we're looking for is we're looking for something that sounds good, and that comes from finding out what doesn't sound good. Okay? Okay. Okay, so let's talk about this, Ryan. So you're saying, got to run the TS-808 with the tone to max, volume to max, and overdrive actually at 0. So some people do that, right? And there's so many different ways to use a screamer, which is, like I said, which essentially is a screamer. Woo! Look at that, man. Dwight. Is that Dwight? That's Dwight coming in strong. The webinars are great. Keep them coming. Dwight, congratulations. Number one, Dwight, thank you so much. So kind of you, and really appreciate you folks donating like that. That really means a lot. Dwight won, it's getting ready to leave, won the Les Paul Studio this Saturday. So congratulations to Dwight. And he also won a lifetime membership to UGS and the whole enchilada. Pretty cool. So Ryan, yeah, when folks are using the screamer, there's so many different ways that you can do it. Now, one of the things that I didn't like about the standard screamer, tube screamer, is that once you go past about, I'm going to say 11 o'clock on the knob as far as overdrive, anything past that is pretty much the same. It's like going from 11 to 12. But you're going all the way over here. So like all this doesn't do anything. And so I said to Mark from Kertronics, Mark Kerr, I said, I want that to do something. Like I want it to drive more. If I didn't, like why have the space there? You know, it's kind of like the Spinal Tap bit. You know, these go to 11. It's like you can't use that. It doesn't do anything. So anyhow, this one does, and it overdrives even more if you want that sound. But you can also have just that nice, clean type of screamer sound too if you want. Question, any tips on getting my first pedal? Green is saying, yes, wait and get this one. If you want a great overdrive pedal that's true bypass, that's affordable, that you can do like three different tones with it. Or you can do a lot more than 3 different tones, but 3 different tones without coming down here and reaching for the knobs, okay? You can do screamer, you can do obsessive compulsive, you can do the two together, okay? Otherwise, if you need something today, I would say get the Line 6 M5 pedal. It is all-in-one, maybe 100-something different effects in it. It's digital, and you can set presets and what have you, but you can only play one effect at a time. But it has all the effects in it, like pretty much anything that you need. That's a great pedal. In fact, if I had only 2 pedals that I could own, I had my amp, and someone said, "You've got these guitars. You can only own 2 pedals." What would they be? I swear to you, it would be this pedal, and it would be the Line 6 M5. I swear to you, those would be the 2 pedals that I own. I can't think of anything else that I would own, because if someone said I could have 3 pedals, it'd be the Tube Screamer, the OCD, and the M5. But this is that. So I'm saying 2 pedals, boom, that would be it. I may have to get a looper. So I'm going to have to sacrifice one of those. So I probably, I don't know what I'd sacrifice. I guess I'd probably sacrifice this, even though even though this is what I'm making and it's awesome. Don't sacrifice this. You need good tone. So that's what this is for. So my tone wouldn't be as good, but I'd be able to have a looper and I'd have some overdrive, but my tone wouldn't be as good as if I had this. That's what I'm saying to you. Okay, so my knees hurt. It's going to be under 200 bucks. Yeah. Under 200 bucks for that one. Is that the pedal I've been waiting for? Is it now available? It's not yet, Kenyatta. It's got to be perfect. I could just sell it the way it is right now, but it has got to be perfect, okay? I'm putting my name on it, and I don't want to disappoint you. I don't want to disappoint y'all. Can it slice a tin can and seal a hole in a boat? Yes. Is that a replica Gibson 59 or an original? Which is your favorite? It's an original. This is an original 59, so 10 years older than me, which is old. What's your favorite? I was telling the guys right before the broadcast started that this guitar is starting to become one of my favorites. I think I have 4 favorites. I've got my Strat, my 65 Strat, which I play all the time, but Greg is working on it right now. Well, not right now, but he needs to work on it. He came in and fixed up all the other guitars, including Dwight's guitar that's going to be heading out. Set that all up professionally. But this one is one of my favorites, my SG. I have a 69 SG. I've got a 65 Strat, this guy, and then I've got a later Les Paul that I absolutely love that might as well be a 59 because it sounds and plays just like one. It's amazing. But I didn't pay $300,000 for it, so yay for me. Okay, Ed said, I lived in Sanford for 5 years. Loved Coco. Nice. Yeah, my brother's in Sanford all the time because he sells cars and he's always going to the auction in Sanford. I believe there's some big auction there. Okay. Man, am I just like way behind on this? What the heck? Where am I? Beautiful design. Yeah, I'm going slow here. You guys are asking lots of questions. Eric, I'm taking your fingerstyle course. Any practice videos in UGS that will help me improve? Yes, they will all help you improve, Tyler. You're going to have to be more specific. Otherwise, when you're in the course, just search finger, and you're going to find more finger picking bits in there, okay? Jackson's saying, Eric, this weekend I'm going to a show of a European Dutch master guitar player. Looking forward. Just curious if you have ever heard his name. Harry Saxony from his song Elixir. I haven't. No. When is the pedal for sale? Well, it'll be for sale as soon as it's ready. It's not ready yet. So I don't want to promise you anything. I can't say when. You know? Beautiful. Thank you, Thrash Metal, for the kind words there. Listen to this. My knees hurt. Said, I took a music lesson over the weekend. Instructor told me to put the guitar down. Do you know what that means? My knees hurt. That means your guitar instructor sucks, is what that means. It means you got a lazy ass guitar instructor, or he doesn't want to be teaching, or she doesn't want to be teaching, or she doesn't know how to teach, or he doesn't know how to teach. Bottom line, I have taught thousands of one-on-one lessons. I have never had a student sit in front of me where I'm like, they should not be playing guitar. I have had lazy students where I said, you're wasting your parents' money and you either should quit playing guitar because you're not practicing and do something more constructive like playing video games or surfing videos all day, or just doing something for the world. But right now you're just wasting your parents' money. But that was only because they weren't practicing, having nothing to do with anything else. Anybody that says that is a joke. Boom. I don't care what their name is. I don't care if they're the best guitar player in the world. As a teacher, they're a joke. And the difference between, you can be a great player and not a great teacher. You can be a great teacher and not a great player. And you could be both. But, our time goes to these different things. And a lot of people who are teaching don't want to be teaching. For me, I love teaching. And in fact, at some point in my playing, I said, this is what I want to do. Like, I love lighting people up and teaching them and investing in them and seeing them go do things. I don't really want to do that anymore. you know? I truly don't. I love seeing it, but everything that I know what's involved with it, I just don't want to do that anymore. And I love lighting other people up. So Judson's saying, I'm an intermediate guitar player. I can freely improvise, but I cannot put my chords in use. Can you help me? Judson, you're going to have to be more specific. I don't know what you mean by that. Put your chords in use. If you watch the seminar this weekend, we talked about putting chords together. Chords over melodies? Question mark. I don't know what that means, friend. You're going to have to help me out there. A little bit more specific if you could. What was standard tuning in the 1800s? Standard tuning, it has been standard tuning for a long time, since the guitar was developed. And before that, the guitar comes from the lute. That was the instrument that preceded it. But as soon as they probably tried to play bar chords and some other bits in the scale and what have you, they probably put it into standard tuning, which most instruments are tuned to some sort of like all fifths or all fourths, or, you know, like mandolins, violins are tuned to perfect fifths. Okay, pretty sure they are tuned to perfect fifths. But you only have 4 strings, 8 on the mandolin, but they're double corset, so it's the same. It's the same note, right? Or an octave of. But guitar is not like that. So if you want to play bar chords and what have you, standard tuning is what you need to do. Now they might have tuned to like 435 or something like that, which that's changed over the years as being whatever the A is. But you get the idea. Same thing. When will we be able to get that amazing pedal? Will it be available for purchase, and where can we get it? Christopher, thank you so much. I don't know when. It's got to be soon. It's got to be soon. I just shipped the other prototypes back to Mark, and then he sent me this one. I opened this up yesterday, went through its paces, and the only thing I found was one little issue that he's going to correct. And so, but as soon as it's available, you'll be able to get it only through us, at least at first. You know, if it catches on huge, then I suppose you'll be able to get it everywhere else too. But you'll just be able to get it through us at YourGuitarSage. So, okay. What's a wrist exercise that I can do? I hurt my wrist once, and now it hurts when playing. Music Maestro, check out the link in the description of the video. I've got exercise 1. Check out exercise 1 and its 24 variations. That's in the first 30 lessons. You can get that for free inside the standard version of UGS, not the classic. Well, it's in the classic and the pro as well. But check out the standard version. You can get it there for free. Is it too late to start playing guitar at the age of 21? You know what's funny, Ash, is that the people that ask this question are always folks around your age. But I have folks in their 60s, 70s, and 80s starting guitar, and they don't ask that question. Isn't that interesting? So, is it too late? Of course it's not too late. You could be a monster player within a couple years. You really, truly could. If you dedicated, you put your head down and you dedicated yourself to it, you could be a monster player for sure, okay? Hey, we're going to get to some more questions, but I don't want to forget, and we're getting close to the hour mark here, and we have a WTF, WTG segment here, right? You've heard this, WTF, who's that guitarist? But in this case here, we're going to tell you right off the bat, I think we're telling you right straight off the bat, but you got to know these guys. I should say this guy and this gal. Check this out, if you haven't. All right, right? That is Striking Matches, amazing guitar players from Belmont University. My wife actually writes with these talented players and talented songwriters, and more than just them playing, they're amazing acoustic players, amazing songwriters, great singers. You got to check them out more online. They have a TED Talk that they just did. They are fantastic. So check out Striking Matches. That little segment there is something that we want to do often to highlight players that you may not know already. Some of them, I mean, they're so good, the players that we feature, that some people know about them, but the broader, the bigger public does not. So we want to do that. Okay, lots of questions about the pedal, for sure. And so I wish I could get to all of those, but alas, I cannot. All right. What are my favorite old bands? Zeppelin, The Beatles, Aerosmith. There's really a bazillion of them, but those are some of the ones that influenced me more. The Doors. I love The Doors. So many from the 50s, but we're talking like deep cuts and albums and what have you. Those are probably the four that influenced me the most. Indeed, Striking Matches. They're phenomenal players. Okay. Does the pedal have echo capabilities? No, it does not. It's an overdrive pedal. Wrist hurts while playing standing up. Yeah, it might, Albert, because you're probably not standing up when you're practicing. So you're probably practicing sitting down, and then when you go to stand up, you're just not used to doing that. So you're having to arc your wrist a certain way. So it's new. Anything that we do new is gonna feel kind of weird to us, you know. Okay, Judson's saying, I know all the chords that go with a particular scale, but I don't know what chord to play along song. I still don't understand that, Judson. So, play the chords of a song, and if you know what scales should work over that, if you know what chords work over a particular scale, then you should know the reverse. Play the chords in a song, and then work your scale over the top of it. But Judson, you probably would benefit very much from watching the broadcast from this weekend. Okay, so check that out. And that is in our videos. It's one of the most recent videos. So how do you play harmonics? Chris is saying, if you lightly place your finger over the 12th, 7th, and 5th frets, there are other places where there are harmonics that are all over. But the 12th fret, 7th, and 5th are the ones that are most prominent. And so essentially, you hold the finger over the fret bar, not the place where you normally put your fingers, otherwise it'll sound like this, which isn't very exciting. It needs to be over the fret bar. And in that case, what you do is you pluck the string. You're not actually pressing down on the string to press them up against the neck, but you just laying the finger on the actual note. Does that make sense? Okay. Get to like maybe 2 more questions. A bit off subject, but what do you recommend for an amp, digital tube or hybrid? Dwight, it depends on your budget, depends on what you're doing. So there's a lot of ifs, or I'd have to know more about what it is that you're trying to do. That said, I'll answer that a little bit, but we've got a link that will direct you to some of my particular favorites. It's our kit store, kit.com/YourGuitarSage. But if you're playing with a band, you need something that's going to be powerful, and a tube amp is typically going to be louder. They also typically, subjectively, arguably, have better tone. Most guitar players gravitate towards tube amps as opposed to solid state digital type. That said, when they have the digital circuitry in them and what have you for effects and stuff, that doesn't mean that it's not tube. You can still do that. It just means that, but you don't find that very, very often, right? And so really, it's a completely subjective subject right there. Oh, Mary Beth lived in Merritt Island and Cocoa Beach. Isn't that cool? What is the difference between a studio guitar and other? And so, Joy, I'm not sure what you mean. So that is just the name of the guitar, a Les Paul Studio. And so they have different versions of these guitars. Typically, the price point's different, the build is different, the electronics are different, that sort of thing. And so the Studio is a higher end guitar than, say, the Junior. With that being said, this 59 Junior is absolutely amazing. So it just depends on what you like, really. You know, the way that the manufacturers did it is they had different price points, and one was supposed to be better than another. But again, it's subjective. So it's like, what do you like? Okay? All right, my friends. I would like to continue to answer questions, but alas, we're at the end of our hour. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to be doing this special for a little bit, till the 14th, to be exact. We have one new version of UGS, but we have 3 different levels now. There's the link, or it's in the description of this video. We have Standard, which is free to get in, free to have all the videos that are inside of that. Then the next level up is Classic, which is 185 videos, plus we stack a bunch of other stuff in there. The last one's Pro. It's like 750 videos. We stack a bunch of stuff in there. To know specifically for this, just check it out. Talix, thank you, buddy. $25 donation. Woo! Just showing up support for what I have gleaned from you on YouTube here. Talix, thank you so much. And I like the, is that, yeah, that old comedian. I forgot his name. Not with us any longer, but I think that's who it is. But thank you so much for that kind, super kind donation at the last minute here. Thank you. So friends, yeah, go there, click on that link. You're going to see all the different variations. If you're in UGS already, if you're paying the $40 a month, we're going to take care of you. You're going to see an email from us. If you haven't already, we're going to be sending an email to you to help get you on the right track so that you can get the new lower pricing. And because this is the same course that we've been doing for the last 7 years at $40 a month, we now offer it for $19 a month. We wanted to do this last broadcast, but alas, we were only able to do it on this Saturday because, but I've been so excited. Oh, it's Benny Hill. Yeah, okay. Looked like Benny Hill. Yeah, and he's no longer with us either. Yeah. I just watched the documentary on Benny Hill. Really cool guy. Real sweet guy. All right, my friends, you know what to do. If you need me, get in touch with me. If you're inside UGS, that's the best place to do it. Otherwise, I'll see you here next time.